Recently, I watched a video about AI, or to be more specific, AGI, which is Artificial General Intelligence. The video went over this paper called like AI 2027, which was just a paper about the growth of AI in the future and what like the projections were. And that video brought to my attention that the next 20 years are probably going to be the most important and that have the most substantial change in human history. And I'm sure people say that for every decade, but it's probably true, especially for these 20 years because AI is like almost like nothing else. I think most people are going to grow to have a dependency on AI because I mean, I've already seen kids in my high school who use AI for every assignment. Like they just don't think for themselves at all, or they don't know how to research, they don't know how to write papers. People, and that's not even like people that grown up with AI. That's just people who were introduced to it. Imagine the kids like that are like 7 years old right now, growing up with AI. They're going to be much more dependent than anybody else, and that dependency is going to make them worse. And I say that because if you delegate tasks that will help you become better to like AI, then you're never going to get better. Like if you're like, okay, write me this paper, you'll never learn how to write a paper. If you say, hey, research this for me, you'll never learn how to research. You're pretty much delegating the things that you need to grow as an individual to an AI. So that's why I'm saying that. And this is an article I read. I don't know how true this is, but it said something like AI can be harmful to people's learning, and that's harmful to everybody, but especially children. When their minds are still developing, imagine using AI to harm their learning further. You know what I'm saying? That's where the issue is. That's why I think these 20 years are so important. The point I want to make in this video is that we as a generation, a younger generation, we have to choose to be better. We have to choose to not be dependent on AI because if we are, we'll not only harm ourselves, but we'll harm the people after us because if we're all using AI, we don't know how to do anything ourselves, then imagine how us trying to teach the people in the future. Like, what are we gonna tell them? Hey, use this ChatGPT 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these decisions that we make to develop ourselves instead of being dependent on AI help not only us but the people in the future. And I think that's very important to understand because if we as a generation choose AI just because it's easier, if we don't choose to, develop ourselves because this AI will do it for us, then the future is screwed. Like there's not going to be people, there's not going to be many people. There's going to be people that are not dependent, but most people are going to have to be dependent on AI, and that's not a good thing. I feel like if we depend on AI, all of us, we're just going to be like a bunch of subhumans, like just like the people from Wally who just like, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to be good ourselves. It's going to be the AI that's using it. And if we choose to rely on AI, like I see people becoming just actual subhumans. Like that's a joking term I use sometimes, but subhuman is like actually possible if we become super dependent on AI. And if you want to look like the people from Wally, be my guest. But if you're like me, if you think like me, you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be a subhuman. You don't want to be somebody dependent on AI. So to kind of say it one more time, I have a call to action in this video. I want you to do this if you're watching this video, especially if you're a little older than me, a little younger than me, or you are my age. Here's what I want you to do. I want all of us to develop ourselves. Do not become dependent on AI. I want us all to be able to write papers. I want us all to be able to know how to research. We all need to be independent from AI. I want us all to develop ourselves, be the best versions of ourselves. Don't make your entire life focused on unimportant things like social media or just vices or things that don't matter like school drama. Like who cares, bro? You're too old to be talking like that. Like these are unimportant things. Please focus on the things that are important in life. I ask all of us to just use the time that we have very wisely. And this is off topic, but I'm done with the call to action. But this is just another thought I was having about AI. If AI becomes super, super, super good, a lot of college degrees are going to be worthless. Like, if you have a financing degree, what if an AI just becomes better than you in that? Like, I'm sure that can happen and will happen. I feel like this is a very uninformed, opinion, but like I feel like 50% of college degrees they might just be worthless. Like I get STEM and stuff like that because we still want people to do science and stuff. But what about like things that matter but don't matter? Like in the middle, we have the things that nobody cares about, like philosophy, or not philosophy, but like political science, and then we have like STEM. Everything in the middle, I feel like that might just go away. Like people already don't care about this. What if it goes from like this amount of college degrees that nobody cares about to this, and like this is the max? Like I feel like a lot of college degrees are going to be taken away, or not taken away, but like made much less valuable because AI is just going to be able to do it better and cheaper. I feel like the only jobs that will remain are the blue collar jobs like trades because, we need people to fix stuff. We don't, I mean, I'm sure maybe robots will even integrate into that one day. But overall, blue collar trades, another thing is like jobs that being human makes it important, like sports and stuff. Like we can make robots, I'm sure, that can run 40 miles an hour. But who wants to watch that, right? We want to watch people playing football, throwing the ball. Like we want to see humans doing these things. So jobs like that, jobs like the military where like you need people on the ground, you can't trust on like robots because what if there's like an EMP or something like that? We need humans for that. And pretty much any other job that the value from the job is because you're a person. Like things like a therapist. Like I'm sure people use AI for that already, but a big thing about therapy is like another human is there like you're talking to, not just some robot that doesn't, think about that stuff or doesn't feel that stuff. And like this is one of those thoughts I have where it's like you believe it, but you don't actually calculate what it's going to be like in the future. This is one of the first thoughts that I like, dang, not only is this going to happen, here's actually how it's going to affect the world. So I would actually tell you to genuinely consider what degree you're going into because AI might take that job. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to be like some fear monger guy, but like I think that's a very big possibility that you need to choose a career that they can't take, right? I think I'm gonna go into the trades. I think that if I didn't, I'd go into like engineering or something like that. You need jobs that AI cannot take. So genuinely consider that. This is a big possibility that AI might take your job. But again, this is very uninformed. It's kind of like like in the gym, there's like bro science. It's kind of like that. This is just me thinking out loud. But yeah, these next 20 years are gonna be the most important in human history because if we rely on AI, then we're all gonna be subhumans. We're not gonna be able to do things ourselves, and the people in the future, they're gonna be taught by us, and we're not gonna know anything. So these next 20 years, if we choose to be dependent on AI, we will forever be dependent on AI. Unless something crazy happens where there's like a civil war or something where AI versus people, something like that happens, then yeah, we won't be dependent forever. But I feel like if we are dependent now, we will forever be dependent to some degree. So yeah, that's all I got. AI. Ooh. If you'd like to learn how to be saved, I have a video right here. And if you'd like to learn how to start self improvement, I have a video right here. Thank you for watching. Praise God.